Hey, Kate Hartley here, and today's video is all about how to stimulate our fat burning hormone. Now, one of them is called glucagon. You may have heard of it already, but in essence, glucagon works in the opposite direction to insulin. So you probably heard me before talking about it in my other videos that insulin is known as our fat storing hormone. Glucagon is our fat burning hormone, and there are various things that we can do to stimulate the glucagon. So while we also want to make sure we're not letting too much insulin get into our bloodstream, we also, or spiking our insulin, we want to make sure that we are encouraging the secretion of glucagon as well. So first and foremost, glucagon is created when we do exhaustive exercise. However, it's really important to say that exhaustive doesn't mean long-term sort of end up in a puddle of sweat and about to collapse kind of exercise. It's exercise that sort of takes around 20 to 30 minutes and ideally is a selection of compound moves. So if you watch me do any of my workouts, you'll see that nearly all of the moves that I do are compound. So things like burpees, for instance, are a compound move because they're using lots of different aspects of the body, as well as getting your heart rate up. But what we need to do is be careful about how much we spike our heart rate and also for how long we spike our heart rate, because overworking out will increase cortisol, which is one of the reasons we get belly fat, and also high levels of cortisol spike our insulin. So it's really important that we're not overly working out, but we're doing the right kind of exercise. So for instance, the workouts that I do tend to last, majority of them are between 20 and 30 minutes long. The program I'm getting ready to start soon, the workouts are between 18 and 30 minutes long, and they are all compound moves. So they are stimulating the production of glucagon, which is fat burning, and reducing the stimulation of insulin, which is our fat storing hormone. So, if you're somebody who loves working out for a real, sweat sesh, maybe just do it once a week. But if you're not getting your results, if you're finding that you're hanging on to fat longer than you think you should do, or, suddenly body's changed and you're not getting the results that you used to do, hello midlife, that's probably why. Also, it's really important when we are stimulating our glucagon that we want protein, but not too much protein. Most of us eat way more than we need. You go to like a restaurant, well, before COVID, and you might be faced with like a steak, or you may even be able to get the steak for free if you eat it all. Too much protein makes us get fat. It stimulates our insulin. However, small amounts of lean protein, ideally 3 times a day. So, like have egg for breakfast. If you're vegan, choose a vegan option, of course, but try and have small amounts of protein through the day rather than one large amount of protein. It's going to stimulate the glucagon and won't spike your insulin. It's also really important that when we're doing things like compound moves and we're trying to get healthy, we're working out, we want long-term energy, that protein helps, it forms the building blocks of our body. So it's really important that we've got access to consistent protein in order to function optimally in our bodies. And you will notice the difference when I follow like one of our nutrition plans, which I'm starting soon. I've got to get rid of this belly that I've got gained over Christmas. It's too many mince pies and too many glasses of wine. And I noticed when instead of like having, I don't know, oats for breakfast with fruit and yogurt, I tend to have an egg with one of those large field mushrooms and some spinach and maybe some green beans, and it keeps me full for longer. But I feel there's something really, I don't quite know what it is. My body feels like it's got the right stuff to work optimally, and so I highly encourage you, try and incorporate smaller amounts but lean protein throughout the day. And then finally, well, I've already mentioned that insulin is our fat storing hormone. Because they work in opposing ways, you don't want to be spiking your insulin by eating like the sugary stuff, the refined carbs, the alcohol, that kind of thing. That's going to have a negative impact on your glucagon. But the very last thing I would say is make sure that you're sleeping really well as well. length or duration of sleep isn't as important as quality of sleep. So if you're somebody who gets like 5 hours of really solid good sleep and you feel refreshed when you wake up, that's probably fine. If you're somebody who's in bed for 10 hours and you're tossing and turning and you don't sleep well, you need to change something. It's probably going to be diet and possibly exercise related. Just a little add-on to that is when we sleep, we convert the white fat, which doesn't burn calories, into brown and beige fat, which does burn calories. So again, if weight management is something that is a concern for you or a goal that you want to achieve, getting good quality sleep will also help you, burn up more calories throughout the night and obviously the day afterwards. It also, good sleep affects our satiety and our hunger hormones too. So you're going to be making wiser choices the following day. So you're not going to be reaching for those carbs, which are going to be spiking your insulin. You're more likely to think, I'm going to take 15 minutes and make that egg with the mushroom, with the spinach and the green beans, veggies, really important, instead of reaching for the quick fix like the croissant or the bowl of cereals or something. Most cereals are just so high in sugar. Oats, if you eat cereals, oats are by far the best. So that's it. Just wanted to sort of share that with you. Glucagon we don't really talk about very often, but I think, it's really important to understand the chemistry of what's going on in our bodies. Most of the people who join my boot camp, they're so frustrated because they're not getting the results that they used to get. It's really important that we understand, you don't need to be a professor at hormone health, but it's important, I think, to be able to understand why certain things have an effect on our bodies and why we suggest certain strategies like the shorter workouts with lots of compound moves, why, eat a little bit more protein, but not huge amounts in one sitting. So any questions, please get in touch. If you've got fitness goals you want to achieve and you're not sure how to get started, again, get in touch. My boot camp's about to start. I run one every month. If nutrition is something that you need help with, get in touch. Again, that's what we dive down deep into in our online fit clubs. And if you've got somebody who you think might benefit from this, if you've got friends who are also going through the same struggles, please share this with them. It might just help them understand and make slightly more informed choices, not better choices, just more informed choices. So catch you soon.